What is up, peeps? It is Simralda and welcome to my first speed build. If you guys like speed builds, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. So, most of my other builds, like you might be thinking, you already did a speed build, but actually most of them are live, me doing it step by step. I did one speed renovation, but that doesn't really count as a speed build, right? So, welcome to my first speed build with me. So, in this video, I am remaking Anne and William's entire house for the Decades Challenge. I didn't want to use someone else's from the gallery, I just wanted to try to make my own house. So this house took me around 2.5 hours to make because of the size I made, which I made way too big. So I read the new updated version of the Decades Challenge. I will link the rules in the description below. And there were some rules that I didn't really want to follow. I wanted to change this challenge to how I liked it so that I can continue to be motivated but also follow the rules. So this build isn't up on the gallery yet, but comment down below if you want it to be. 10 likes and then I will put it up on the gallery. So also I'm pre-recording all of these videos so that later when we continue on with life, I'm not that busy and I don't have to stress doing it on time. By now, when you see this post, the new cottage pack will be out. And next week, the 4th episode of the Decades Challenge will be up, so you'll be seeing this house in that gameplay. Anyways, about the house. It's a very, very expensive house because I made it really big. I still regret making it really big. But I didn't want to redo it, so I guess it stuck being that big. In this house, I tried to make it as old as possible, but I still incorporated modern stuff too. Because that's how it works. In this building, there is one outside washroom. The rules say no showers, but I just added it because it wouldn't really change anything. You just have one more way to clean yourself. So I incorporated all the showers that were functional off the grid so it all works out. I'm actually surprised that the university one, the really weird one with only the handles and doorknobs, is actually functional off the grid. I don't know how stuff like these work. So there's one outside washroom, one washroom downstairs, and another one upstairs. So there is 3 in total. In the Decades Challenge, there can only be one hair that has to be a boy. So obviously, if you guys have watched my other episodes, in the second one, or was it the third? No, it's the second one, Anna gave birth to a baby girl named Elizabeth, but only the boy can be the heir to continue the family. If the girl is born and there are no boys like the entire way, then the girl has to marry a boy and then or man, and the man can incorporate everything. So outside of the house, there's a bunch of things. Like Anna has to wash her clothes and laundry and everybody else's clothes and hang them. So I'm super glad I made the outside plank area super big so she could hang more clothes. Outside there's also lots of gardening and you can jump into the water around them. I also added a tent just in case some kids wanted to do something educational and hang outside. Like stargazing is really fun. I haven't done it in real life, but it seems very fun, so everybody could just stargaze and then just sleep in the tent. So I think my favorite part about this build was that it was on top of water and on those planks with stilts, because on all my episodes, and my editor also told me, like every time she edits she just sees half naked people running around everywhere, which is unnecessary. So it's like really, it's gonna be changed when you guys see next episode and everybody's like in full clothes. So that'll be way better. In my opinion, this build was very hard because off-the-grid situation in which I had to place candles and lamps instead of LED lights, which would have been way easier, guys. If you guys know, like, you need candles everywhere, and those lights don't even fill up lots of stuff, so most of the house is dark unless you put lots of wood. And the candles take up lots of space on tables instead of LED lights that just hang on the ceiling and do nothing. But I really like the candles that glow. They just glow like a different shade of like yellow, for example. But I'm very sad to say that death has been deleted when I bulldozed a lot. So RIP death. So I feel like it would be improper to add back death because it really isn't death. So I'm adding Death Jr. to the household, which is going to be different. Death hasn't lived that long, so let's hope that Death Jr. lives longer. Maybe like more than 5 episodes, because Death only lived 3 episodes. So Anna and William also wanted a lot of kids, so I made 3 bedrooms, which is like with way too many beds. Ever since EA updated The Sims with bunk beds, I wanted to utilize it in every single way possible. I put 4 bunk beds, some of them with toddler beds underneath it, so when the kids grow, they can sleep on top. So there are 4 bunk beds and each of them has 2 beds. I didn't put any desk on there, so 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 kids, which is impossible because the maximum is 8 Sims if you don't have any mods. So I included toddler beds, which would make it easier. So let us continue. In the new remade rules of the challenge, I realized that William could go to work only in the criminal, entertainer, or doctor career, which, like, were there entertainers there back then? I don't know. But I decided against all of these careers. I wanted William to have a different life of painting and selling his art and carving and also selling that. It wouldn't get him a ton of money than normal jobs, but he could always help in household chores. But if you guys watched the last episode, he wasn't helpful at all. He ate Anna's lunch and he didn't do anything. He even peed on the floor. He keeps on getting on my nerve. So I want him to do more household chores like cleaning up everywhere, watching the kids, because Anna can't watch 6 kids by herself. I mean, they used to do that in the olden times, but if there were 6 toddlers or like 3 babies and 3 toddlers, I swear, I'm gonna get so mad. I just want to drown them all. So this build. My favorite room, I'm not sure if it shows on the screen yet, but it's the indoor plant room. I honestly didn't know what to put in that room before, so I was like, let's put plants. You know, plants are fun. So I put a bunch of them. Well, not a bunch, maybe 10 bajillion, including the plants on the rack. There's a lot of plants. I also put a bench there so that everybody could sit there and just gaze and smell the sweet flowers, and kind of I feel like nature kind of relaxes you sometimes, but if you have allergies to pollen, I wouldn't recommend going in that room. So, you might be saying by this time, this house is so expensive. That's not how it worked in the rules. That's not how it worked in the 1890s. But again, remember guys, I bent the rules into my willing so that I could do whatever I want. But I have a backstory in this to support my cause and why it's so expensive. Because usually people live in tiny huts or something. I don't know. I didn't live in the 1890s. So, Anna was a poor woman, but William was on the wealthier side of the family. If you guys watch how Anna and William met, go to the top right corner if you haven't, you guys know that Anna was poor and William was on the wealthy side of the whole family. So even though William wasn't much cared for by his household because I don't know why his parents didn't care for him. Maybe because he's a bit useless. But like, you should still care for your son or daughter. William still got lots of money because even though no one cared about him, he still got money. He was able to buy this house. But back then, this house was just like, it had nothing. So William, he worked hard to carve out the windows, add glass, find it somewhere, and he and Anna, before having kids, and I didn't show anything in the Decade Challenge, they collected all those plants and scavenged for things in the sand because that's what Sims do. Like, if you leave them on the beach for 1 second without giving them any commands, they just start searching stuff. So they did that for a few years when they were hanging out together. And they found all of these things and collected it and added it to the house. Obviously, they bought a few things from the store. Well, not the store, something like that. They still managed to do it. And that's how it turned out, guys. So don't hate me for making it that big. You should actually watch my videos before yelling at me. Overall, this house, in my opinion, isn't my best work. I mean, I've only built like 4 houses or 3. The only thing good about it is that all the rooms worked out, like the layout worked out in general. I like the stairs outside, those were cool. But the design was okay, but I prefer my build from last week for Sarah and Zachary. But that layout didn't work out. If you guys haven't watched that, go click the top right corner. Anyways, hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next week for another Decades Challenge episode. Bye!